Hello students, it's Sam Bennett, your guide to critical thinking, and this is another short video on a key concept. So in this video, I'm just going to analyze a random argument, and I'm going to show you what questions you want to ask when you're faced with an argument, right? I want to show you also how to answer those questions. So in short, I'm just going to try to show you how to analyze and understand an argument. All right, so here's the random argument. Let's read it. Everyone diagnosed with type 1 diabetes needs insulin therapy to regulate their blood sugar levels. Mary needs insulin therapy to regulate her blood sugar levels. Therefore, Mary has type 1 diabetes. All right, so first off, this is an argument. Why is it an argument? Because the speaker is drawing a conclusion, Mary has type 1 diabetes, on the basis of other information, right? The person's not just claiming Mary has type 1 diabetes, they are drawing that as a conclusion from other information. So that's why it's an argument. And the question now is, what do we do with this thing? How do we analyze it? How do we understand it? Okay, so basically the first thing you want to do when you're faced with an argument is you want to figure out if it's deductive or inductive. The reason that is so important is because if it's a deductive argument, you're going to follow one procedure. And if it's an inductive argument, you're going to follow a very different procedure. So you need to first figure out whether it's deductive or inductive. Okay, so let's do that. Let's figure out if it's deductive or inductive. All right, so what is it? Well, it is deductive. Why? Okay, basically it's because the speaker isn't saying that Mary probably has type 1 diabetes. The speaker seems to be saying that it's guaranteed that Mary has type 1 diabetes given this other information. So given this other information, the speaker seems to think that it's guaranteed that Mary has type 1 diabetes. Something else to notice about this, by the way, is that the first premise makes a claim about a large class, everyone diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. They're making a claim about everyone in this class of people who are diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, okay? So very often when an argument includes a very, large claim about everything or everyone in a class, very often that argument is deductive. So just kind of be on the lookout for something like that. All right, so now that we know it's deductive, we now know what procedure to follow, right? When it's deductive, the procedure is ask if it's valid, then ask if it's sound, right? In contrast, if the argument's inductive, we ask different questions. We ask, is it strong? And then, is it cogent? So it's really important to first determine, hey, is this argument deductive? We know that it's deductive, and therefore we know what questions we need to ask. Specifically, our next question is going to be, is it valid? All right? All right, so yeah, let's figure it out. Is it valid? How do you figure that out? Well, the first thing you want to do is divide the premises from the conclusion. Okay, you want to separate in your mind the premises from the conclusion. All right, so let's do that right here. In yellow are the premises. Sorry, in blue is the conclusion. Okay, so we've divided the premises from the conclusion. We've kind of made it clear in our mind, hey, here are the premises and here's the conclusion. Okay, now what do we do next? Well, we basically just try to figure out, when we accept the premises, this is crucial. Once we accept the premises, so just accept the premises and then ask yourself, is the conclusion guaranteed? In this case, when we accept the premises, we find that the conclusion is not guaranteed, and that's why it's not valid. So let me explain that. Why is it the case that the conclusion is not guaranteed when we accept the premises? Let's think about it. All right, so let's accept the idea first that everyone with type 1 needs insulin therapy, okay? Let's accept that. And let's also just accept that Mary needs insulin therapy to regulate her blood sugar levels, okay? It's not guaranteed that Mary has type 1 diabetes based on that information. Why? Well, Mary might be pregnant and need insulin, right? So it says Mary needs insulin therapy, but maybe the reason why she needs insulin therapy is that she's pregnant, not that she has type 1 diabetes. Alternatively, maybe she has advanced type 2 diabetes and therefore needs insulin. Okay, so here's the idea. When we accept these premises, the conclusion is not guaranteed, and that's why this argument is invalid. All right, now we've asked the validity question, right? We asked, is it valid? And we answered, no, it's not valid. Okay, let's now move to our second question. Our second question is whether this argument is sound. All right, so is it sound or not? Here's the answer. Because it's invalid, we know right away it is not sound. Okay, so to be sound, the argument needs to be valid as well as have all true premises. Now, this argument, we already know it's not valid. Therefore, right away, we already know it's not sound. All right, so that's the end of this analysis. Let me just review a couple things. All right, so the first thing you want to ask is this argument inductive or deductive? Once you figure out that the argument is deductive, you have two questions to ask. Your first question is it valid? And your second question is it sound? And remember, to answer those questions, you need to divide the premises from the conclusion, right? Look how we're separating out this mixture into different colors, right? It's the same kind of idea. You need to take the argument and then divide the premises from the conclusion. And that's crucial for analyzing an argument. All right, I hope this video was helpful. Take care.